not to get up and pick her up off that floor. I knew Bella had never gotten drunk before, and I cringed to think of all the possibilities of her first time doing it in some fucking frat house or some shit when she went to college. Better to quench her curiosity now while I was around to look after her. I trudged my way up the stairs, passing all the doors I had locked up carefully so no one would enter. I could just imagine the look on Daddy C's face when he went into his office and found a used condom on his floor. I snickered into the empty hall. I reached my door and tried the doorknob, but it was locked. I smirked. Smart fucking girl. I knocked on it and followed with a perfunctory "it's me," balancing the bottle and glasses in my hands. When Bella finally opened the door, the look on her face confirmed what I had earlier thought. Shitty fucking day. She shuffled her way to the sofa while I closed the door. When she flopped down, water splattered out of her hoodie, and I couldn't help it. I fucking chuckled. Fuck, Bella. I shook my head while heading to the bed. Go fucking change into something dry. I saw her bag on the sofa. I knew she brought pajamas. I set the bottle and glasses down and turned to her with a wry smile. We're getting drunk. I smirked. Her eyes got wide behind all the brown hair that was shielding it.
I've never.
She trailed off quietly and began picking at her sleeves nervously. She was so fucking cute when she was nervous. I rolled my eyes. No shit, Bella. I shook my head. I got your first kiss, I'm getting your first drunk too. I smirked, peeling off my leather jacket and slinging it over the bed. I turned around again to glance at her on the sofa and she was fucking blushing. I rolled my eyes again. Even saying the word kiss around Bella made her blush. She hesitantly lifted herself off the sofa and grabbed her bag, shuffling her way to my bathroom to change into her pajamas. As soon as the door closed, I peeled off my clothes and slid into my pajamas too, because the shit I was wearing still smelled like cotton fucking candy. I could hear the water turn on in the bathroom and figured Bella was brushing her teeth, which made me roll my eyes, because all that minty shit was just going to make the vodka taste even worse. But it brought me back to yesterday morning, when I walked into the bathroom and spotted a new occupant in my toothbrush holder. I stared at it for quite a while, wondering why she left it there. I figured it was intentional. I mean, you don't accidentally drop your toothbrush into a fucking toothbrush holder, right? I wanted to give it back to her because it made me uncomfortable having her shit in my room, but I kept my mouth shut. Because it looked right sitting there next to my green one. All fucking little and blue. Even our toothbrushes were tit for tat. I shook my head and flopped onto my bed, making the shot glasses clink together slightly. I suppose in the end, I was glad it was just a toothbrush. The first sign of a tampon and I'm squashing this shit. Bella opened the door finally, shuffling out in her blue pajama pants and baggy white t-shirt. Her hair was still wet and dripping, and she looked fucking glum. Put your hair back, or some shit, you're dripping water everywhere, I said, arranging the bottle and glasses on the bed for us. She stopped in front of the sofa and looked at me blankly for a moment, then reached into her bathroom bag and pulled out something to put her hair back with. She used her little hands and fingers to gather up all her hair on the top of her into a little bun. I stared for a moment because I had never seen Bella with all her hair out of her face and off her neck. Fucking pale. My girl was always fucking pale. I shook my head and patted the bed in front of me, motioning for her to come sit on it with me. It was very reminiscent of the first kiss, and as she climbed up onto the bed and crawled over, I could see a faint blush in her little cheeks. It made me chuckle. She sat Indian style, mirroring me exactly like the first kiss, but farther away. I opened the bottle and picked up a shot glass, filling it to the top and handing it to her, then filling the second one for myself. She stared at the glass of clear liquid dubiously, taking a sniff of it and crinkling up her little nose in a way that made me chuckle even more. Yes, it's fucking gross. I smirked, lifting the shot glass to my lips and waiting for her to do the same. Hesitantly, she lifted the glass up to her lips with me. Breath out of your mouth, it'll help, I ordered softly, knowing that toothpaste was going to amplify the shitiness. She brought a little hand to her nose. and pinched it between her thumb and index finger. And I fucking laughed into my shot glass, but finally tilted it back, drinking the vodka in a quick motion. Bella copied me, throwing it back into her mouth, still holding her nose, and swallowing in one movement. Once it was all in, her eyes got wide, then they clenched together, and she let out a little fucking half shudder. Half cringe with her little face all puckered up. And I had to chuckle again, because she never let go of her nose. Once the tremors wore off, she dropped her hand from her nose, and stared at me blankly. "Feeling warm?" I asked, knowing she probably would be. She nodded, and set the glass down on the bed beside mine. She put her little hands in her lap.
"Why do people even drink the stuff?"
She grimaced, staring at the bottle of vodka between us.
"It's disgusting."
She cringed a little, probably remembering the taste. I snickered at her. "You'll find out in about 10 minutes. I smirked, and began filling her glass again. I wouldn't let my girl get too fucked up. Just fucked up enough to scare her away from any future experiences. She threw down another shot, easier than last time, but still holding her nose, and the puckering growing more pronounced, opening her mouth, and smacking her tongue against the shitty taste. I poured her a few more shots, but stopped her, when I noticed her eyes getting the familiar glaze over them. It didn't take much for her. I took twice as much, and my girl just sat there in front of me, fucking watching, smacking her lips still. Once I was satisfied we had enough alcohol in our systems to enjoy a very good buzz, I closed the bottle, and set it on the bedside table, with the shot glasses. When I turned back around to Bella, she was staring at me blankly, eyes a little glazed over, still looking fucking glum.
"Now what?"
she asked, playing with the fabric of her blue flannel pajama pants. I scooted back to lean against my headboard. "Now, we fucking sit back, and enjoy it." I shrugged. Bella pursed her lips and nodded, looking down at the hand that was picking at her pants. I leaned my head back against the headboard, and closed my eyes, enjoying the relaxing tingling feelings from the liquor. I heard Bella make some sort of movement on the bed.
"Do you do the soften?"
she whispered. I opened one eye to see she had gone fucking fetal on me again. I rolled my one opened eye. Every now and then when Jazz fucking ropes me into it. I shrugged one shoulder and closed my eye again, feeling warm and heavy. We were silent for a while, just enjoying the effects. You could still hear the loud bass of the music below us, nearly rattling the windows of the mansion. I was deciding in my head that there was no fucking way I was helping him clean up tomorrow. I saw Crowley vomit in that houseplant. Fucking lightweight.